Here's a tweet from Danny Pellegrino. I'm no longer willing to receive any negativity about the Housewives of Potomac. Yes. It is currently a perfect show, and opinions otherwise are not welcome within my space or timeline at this time. Thank you for understanding.
Amen.
And here's another tweet from Ira.
Okay.
The Real Housewives of Potomac two-parter, Sex, Lies, and Butter Knives, and Days of Our Knives is top 5 Real Housewives episode, period. Period. Yes. Here with me now are the stars of The Real Housewives of Potomac, Karen Huger, Gizelle Bryant, and Candiace Dillard Bassett. Hey! Looking fabulous, as we know the Potomac ladies to do.
Thank you.
Love it. So we're going to dig right into it, because when I tell you we are obsessed with this season.
You should be.
We should be.
The
so
shenanigans.
Karen and Gizelle, you guys have been on the show from day one.
Yes.
I have to ask, what do you think makes this season such like the powerhouse season for the franchise?
I'll let Jill try to start it.
Really? They're always going at it.
Because this right here. Off the bat.
Yes. I love it.
No, it's good. It's good. That's what makes it.
You know, at this point, especially with Karen and I, we've been around each other for a while now, and you know, our relationships, the fights, is so authentic.
Yes.
Like, we can't fake it if we try.
Don't put us in the lobby together.
No more lobby.
I know.
And I own my lobby. Yes. It is a holy hot mess. But I think in the best way. And then with Candiace, because she's one of our newer ladies, this was your second season, right, with us?
Second, yes.
Second one. So at this point, we know her.
Yeah.
And so she brings all of her to us.
Yes. Yes. The whole load, I dumped it in your lap.
Yes. And we were like, Lord, today ain't a good day. That butter knife was not a good day.
It was not a good day for us at home on Sunday, because you would have thought, I was like, where's the Emmy? Give it to her.
Thank you.
It was authentic, though.
But it was real.
It was real.
Yeah.
You have six dynamic women on this show, and we all are queens in our own right.
Yes.
And we're going to make sure the camera sees that queendom. Hello.
Yeah. They catch the royalty. Even in our bitter moments with butter knives, they catch it.
Even with a butter knife. The butter knife, in Candiace's defense, I want to say, I ride or die for Candiace.
Yes.
Butter knife hit the floor.
It did.
It hit anybody.
It hit anybody. It was not pointed at anybody.
It was pointed
at
Have your moment. Go ahead.
Mama Karen got it.
I don't even remember this.
We're not going to try to rehash it here. I'm not going to try to take Andy Cohen's job. But
I'm going to sip the tea on that.
I can't wait for the reunion to see that, though. But you know, you touched on you and Karen. I want to read this tweet from Gibson Johns, who says, Karen Gizelle is one of my all-time great frenemy pairings of Housewives history.
That's true.
Like you guys, I love the frenemies things when it's like, it's equal parts. Like, you can tell there's like genuine care.
Oh, I care for her.
And then, but so it's like, it makes the hard times you want to see you guys get back together.
Yes.
But then we also, when you guys are apart, it's also a little fun to watch, right? So
it works.
This one comes from the chair, not in my face, though. I'm encouraging her, if we get the fifth season, to come in front of my face.
I do that.
In the lab.
I do that.
One time this year.
But we do have genuine love and respect for one another.
Yes,
absolutely.
And I think that at its core is the best of what we bring to the show.
Right.
Yes.
Yes, we fight, but the fights are real.
Yeah.
I love that about the two of you.
No, it's very real. I've known her
Yes.
for years prior to the show, and I will say that our friendship is authentic, and she's a great person, but I can't stand her sometimes.
Yes,
But that's okay.
Yes.
That's fine.
Yes.
And she can't stand me
Well, the
either.
current state of your friendship is, are we on the
good.
friend or the
Sitting
enemy
next to each
side?
other.
We're sitting here today. Hallelujah.
We've had a great morning.
Together. There are no butter knives on set.
There are no butter knives.
No. We're good.
Yeah.
We're working on it. Actually, I want to be honest. We ended, I'll give us a little tea,
Yes.
in a really good place. It took work, and we are working. And so if we are honored to have a fifth season, you'll see us working in that direction continuing to mend and grow and fight.
And fight.
Put that in there, too, because they'll fight.
Yes.
So the big scandal of this season was whether Ashley's
we had several.
I mean, there were several.
Yes.
But one of the big, that's why it's so good. It's like, so, okay, the next big scandal, the other thing we loved, but the footage of Michael, Ashley's husband, touching a crew member was heavily debated about all season. The unseen footage did not prove or deny anything for you guys.
And
Wait.
For me,
Seeing the first, so there was a question over the second scene. The first scene where he walks by him, for me, that did it. I was like, oh. Because originally we thought that we were inside.
Yeah.
And that there were a lot of people around. That was the account. we were outside and it was 2 people there. Like there was nobody around.
Right. Honestly,
you had no reason to have to
here we go,
close
here we go.
down.
I didn't
This is my baby.
footage to draw my own conclusion.
And that's that on that. I think
And
that's a great way to
that.
put it.
And that's that. But the second, when they said in the background, and that's Michael's defense, and I have a problem with that. I didn't touch it, but look, I'm not concerned about that. That's scooting across from the camera guy. That really threw me under the bus. So I really will never know, but I hope that he learns from this and that he makes some changes in his approach.
That's a good method. Yes.
Beginning, middle, and end.
Right.
Hallelujah.
Amen. I have to ask, because what I do love about the season is that it's a mix of like mess, but mental health awareness too, like wellness. Like you get it's a mix. It's not all just one thing. And I love that each of you guys were brave enough to go on camera about seeking help, about therapy and counseling and grief. So I want to talk to you first, Gizelle. How did you come to the decision to like, I'm going to do therapy on camera?
Wow. I have always said, my mantra is, I want to be my greatest self. I want to be Gizelle believes in greatness. So in order for me to get there, I need somebody to tell me, okay, these areas you need to work on. And it was so eye-opening for me to know that I straight up am detached and I like it.
Yeah.
Yes. So I can't be that way. I do need to have feelings and to allow things to have feelings about. I need that. So, these ladies help me along the way. They tell me when I'm wrong.
I'll take no for an answer.
My tears permeated your hard shell, and now you're a little softer.
It did, yes. Yeah, and it's as a mom, and I'm raising these 3 girls, it's easy to get in my zone of I'm just focused on them and focused on making their life so much better that I forget I'm a person too.
Yeah.
And I feel... And, I get mad at Karen sometimes because Karen feels like I don't have feelings, that I'm just dish it out and dish it out and dish it out.
Absolutely none.
And I've had to explain to her, no, I got feelings too.
Right.
Just because I don't express them all the time doesn't mean that they're not there.
Right.
And I recognize
and that's why I think that's great that you, because there's women out there who can relate to that and not seeing that and maybe make that decision.
They saw Gizelle grow this season.
Yeah.
That was beautiful.
It was. So Candiace, you and your mother did therapy.
And she's a therapist.
And she's a therapist. I think, they say those who can't do, I feel like those who can't learn, teach, like it's that thing with therapy.
That's her.
But I was so glad to see y'all up in there.
Absolutely.
How has it, what was the scare? What were you most nervous about with doing that with your mother, who is a very strong Black woman, but also can be intimidating? I was like, oh my gosh.
She's scary.
But, can you talk about what you were nervous about, and then how are you guys doing now?
Well, I was most nervous, I think, about, we'd never done that before together. We talked about it, but it had never, come to pass in that way. I was most afraid of the way that she would react or respond when I was emoting to the therapist. And true to form, we got in there and the therapist held nothing back.
Yeah.
Like Dr. Ken, he plays no game.
Not a one.
And I was petrified because she was she was talking over me and he was like, no. Dorothy, he was giving her the stink, the evil eye.
Everything you can't do with your mom's. That's why I was
yes,
do it because I can't.
So I'm like, you can't tell, but my heart was beating really fast because I was like, oh my God, is my mom? Is she gonna explode? Is she gonna is her head gonna pop off? What's gonna happen? Yeah. So that was scary.
Right.
Are we doing better now? We are managing.
Okay.
I think that the greatest gift and the curse of this show is that you get to see yourself. And watching that back for both of us, I think, has definitely been therapy and helped us to have introspection. So we getting there.
Right.
We getting there.
And finally with Karen, we got to see you, deal with the loss of your parents this season. And I love that you were open about your grief, because I think people think grief is something that just goes by, but it's a process.
It's a process.
And I want to ask, what is one thing you hope the audience learned about grief watching you this season?
Well, I hope that they took from my story, just respecting the process of loss. It's different for everyone, but there are 2 things you don't mess with: the birth of a child and the death of anyone. And for me, sharing that, I thank God for my family, that they were part of what I shared with you. There were some things they just didn't want me to do, but I went as deep as I could, because this is reality TV. And if I can make it through that and launch La Dame fragrance in memory of my mother, I'm off the chain. And I miss my mother and father every day. We just did our first family reunion in memory of them yesterday. And so I just want them to know that if you just stand, You know, just push through it one day at a time, and don't make me cry. But you know, it's new to me. It's still it's weird to me to be on this earth without what is my nucleus. But I carry on in their memory, and I'm them combined. So if you see this season, I really was just grounded. You could throw the kitchen sink at me, and I'm still standing. You can't mess with me anymore. I wouldn't do it. I've come through loss, and if I show anyone, I hope the viewers got that. There is an uprising in the soul when you survive it, but one day at a time.
Amen.
Thank you so much for joining us, ladies, and congratulations on an amazing season. I, for one, cannot wait for the reunion special. I really cannot wait. I hope it's like 5 parts. I need all of them. And you can watch The Real Housewives of Potomac Sunday nights at 8 p.m. Eastern on Bravo.